Sup Shredders, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to an SP Reacts, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Deadwater titled Siren Sound. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on YouTube. Now, we're going to be listening through this track from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. And let's get into it, let's go. Poignant lead here.
You gave me everything you had. I took it all and left you sad. I painted lies in pretty colors. You saw through me like no other. I built the walls, you tore them down. Now all that's left is a hollow sound.
Could use the double tracking.
I promised you I'd never leave, but I'm the ghost that you can't believe. I'm a liar, I'm a thief, I'm the shadow underneath. I'm the reason you can't sleep, I'm the one that doesn't breathe. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the flood running underground. I let you down, I let you down. I'm a ghost dead and drowned. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the storm, the siren sound. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the reason you're broken now. I see the cracks in your reflection, a shattered soul with no direction. You trusted me to hold the pieces. I made it worse, I'm the disease, yeah. And I'm the poison in your veins. The endless pain, a silent game. And I'm the fire, burnt you whole. And now you're left with a muddy soul. I'm a liar, I'm a thief, I'm the shadow underneath. I'm the reason you can't sleep, I'm the one that doesn't breathe. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the flood running underground. I let you down, I let you down. I'm a ghost dead and drowned. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the storm, the siren sound. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the reason you're broken now. And I'm the ghost in your head, the words that you never said, the fight that you cannot win, the sin beneath your rotting skin. I'm the face in the crowd, the scream that was never loud, the end of your story, the death of all your glory. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the flood running underground. I let you down, I let you down. I'm a ghost dead and drowned. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the storm, the siren sound. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the reason you're broken now. I let you down, I let you down. I'm a ghost, dead and drowned. I let you down, I let you down. I'm the storm, the siren sound.
Intriguing. I think I kind of get what this track is about, but we're going to talk about it more in the conclusion. And so welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Deadwater titled Siren Sound. So what do we think this track is about? I think this track is about someone who is looking at another and they have had So like a relationship that has not worked out. They have realized how unsuccessful they have been as a partner, or just in terms of someone else in their life, with their lack of support, the lies, the walls that were built. A lot of the behavior just is not desirable at all, and effectively now they're sort of like a ghost to them because of the outcome of these things that have occurred. And they're just something that they struggle to escape, like a siren sound. Like that they're a reminder of the person is irresistible to them, but also a torment, I suppose. I think that's kind of what the track is about. So in terms of the things that I liked about the song, or that I thought were done well, I feel that the vocals were kind of earnest and handled really appropriately here. I think that if you've been too aggressive with these kind of vocals, it would have seemed a little bit insincere, like you were sort of like saying them at the person. So the use of single and double tracking there, the melodies we sung with with occasional harmonies as well, just the way we navigated the piece told our story. The I let you down being repeated in like the start of the choruses and stuff like that. Just like it gets stuck in your head, and I think it's also effective because then that's catchy in a way that isn't disingenuous or cheesy. And so I think the balance is handled well here. We're a good person to be in the front of this track, and I think we're also very respectful of the other elements of the mix as well, and trying to sort of like cater those too. I think also the structuring was handled quite well here. What I appreciate is that we had those verses and choruses, but then we had several solo sections, and they weren't overplayed or overcomplicated there. I think we were trying to match a similar melodic or instrumental complexity to what some of the ideas the vocalist was doing there. I think if you had a crazy virtuosic technical shred solo in the middle of this, you could have potentially made it work, but a lot of the rhythms in this piece sort of consisted around quarters and eighths for the most part. And we were also in that 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and maybe even like 3, 4, 6, 4, I'm not sure. And that was like different enough of a time signature for the flow to need to match in a way which would be a bit sort of like unconventional anyways. So I feel like what was kind of cool as well is that we worked well within what's effectively a waltz, or like a dance rhythm here, almost like we're dancing through the difficulties that we're experiencing in our apologies. Well, not necessarily in our apologies, but just dancing through the woes and trying to sort of figure them out. And that's you can see the people dancing in the music video as well, which makes a lot of sense there. So I think if that's intentional, that's very cool. But also great use of dynamic range and sort of taking the drums away and like that interlude part there. If we're going to switch up the structure, changing what's presented, what the pulse of the groove is, and having less of a push in the low end makes things float a little bit. Having the guitar solo there as well was just a different lead there that had a bit more room to breathe. So it played a little bit more. It was a little bit more extended than previous takes. And there were some different note choices as opposed to previous themes, and it was really well handled. I also want to sort of like, as a final note, talk about the production, but specifically the tones of the instruments and how they sort of work together. So I think that with the vocals handled the way they were, they didn't have a lot of low end to them, and it allowed us to do a lot with the guitar takes or any of the sort of synth pads or the bass and the drums there, because you could hear the bass in the mix. It was nice and full bodied there when it came in. You could hear the individual notes, which isn't always something you can take for granted there. Sometimes the bass is just the floor. The drums with its sort of hi-hat oriented cymbal grooves were fantastic to listen to, because the push in the mix that they had, they weren't sort of fighting against anything much in the low end. Like apart from the bass, which is handled well without any resonant frequencies. So whether it was kicks or snare or cymbal patterns, or even some sort of like occasional tom fills within the transfers, they were rounded within the frequency spectrum and stereo field. The guitar had this really intriguing fuzzy tone to it, which was kind of neat to listen to, because I wasn't sure how it was going to come together, but it's one of those mixes where you hear the things individually as they're introduced and you go, I'm curious. And then it comes together in the hook, and it's like, oh, I understand it. Things were niched in order to sort of behave well with each other. There's this kind of fantasy, kind of like magical pad as well that adds a real sort of flavor and works on top of the existing minor and major and minor triads within the hook section. But because of how it's stacked within the frequency spectrum, it doesn't argue with anything there. It just becomes this incredibly full-bodied, should I say, moment. You can't always take that for granted. And the transition between those distorted guitars to the clean sort of steel string parts, for instance, at like the 2:48 mark there, to know which guitar tones to use at certain points to make it seem a bit more sort of like raw or organic. Just dynamic range as well, varying intensities is really important. Even at the start there with like the quiet sort of like pad that we had, kind of like in the ether surrounding you in the headphones, and then you have the guitars with the tails on those. It's knowing how to bring things forward without giving the listener everything at once, and that's what you need in this situation here, especially with the form factor being 4 minutes 19. We didn't need to rush through it. We didn't take the listener's attention for granted either. And just the way that everything fades out at the end is just really charming. The story is told, things disappear, and it's just what it is. It's over. So I mean, ultimately, I feel like there's a lot to appreciate about this track. In terms of what I would sort of give in terms of constructive critique, I feel like things are really well handled. Like, no, I was going to talk about the EQing potentially, but then as I mentioned, it was more of a mix-oriented mix, if that makes sense. Sometimes people record tracks and they're very specific to needing it being a raw recording here, but you can tell that they've tried to sort of factor everything in post to make it sound the best it can without wanting to sort of like color it too much beforehand. There's enough personality in it for not need to be able to sort of worry about that anyways. But ultimately, I think this is basically a very sort of like positive review of this track from an act named Deadwater titled Siren Sound, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via the various social medias and YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.